Hello and welcome to this lecture on intracellular accumulation. First of all, we will discuss the definition of intracellular accumulation. It is defined as abnormal amount of substance that can be occur within the cytoplasm, especially lysosomes or nucleus of the cell. So, as the name indicate, accumulation means the presence of the substance that is in excess intracellularly. For example, when we take example of lipids or water or carbohydrates or proteins or any abnormal substance. They are known as intracellular accumulation. So the next question is why intracellular accumulation occur? There are three major reasons I mentioned in the classification. Number one, accumulation of constituents of normal cell metabolism produced in excess. In simple terms, I can explain the production of metabolites in excess. The production of metabolites in excess. Number two, abnormal metabolism. Accumulation of abnormal substance as a result of abnormal metabolism. Or number three is accumulation of pigments. And let's discuss one by one. For example, when we talk about intracellular accumulation and we're talking about to understand about production of metabolites in excess, we can take an example of cholesterol deposits. And because of your lifestyle or because of your diet, there may be increased production of cholesterol. And as a result, if the cholesterol level is high in the body, it can lead to ischemia, it can lead to stroke or any heart disease. So this is a simple example of excess production of metabolites because of your lifestyle or your eating habit. When we talk about abnormal metabolism, it can be explained very easily in terms of one disease which is very known as glycogen storage disease. Let's discuss one by one. Number one, production of metabolites in excess. And as a result of abnormal cholesterol level because of your eating style, eating habits, it can lead to heart disease, or stroke. Then the second classification is abnormal metabolism. And this abnormal metabolism occurs because of defect in the enzyme. The most common example in this classification is glycogen storage disease, which as a result accumulation of glycogen in the liver and kidney, Then the third classification is accumulation of pigments. Accumulation of pigments. It could be intracellular pigments like melanin, or extracellular accumulation of the pigments like tattoos. Let's classify intracellular accumulation into two sections: condition with excess fat. Number two is liver cell damage. For example, when we talk about condition with excess fat, it could be caused because a person is obese, a person having the disease like diabetes mellitus, a person having genetic disorders like congenital hyperlipidemia, congenital hyperlipidemia. Whereas when we talk about liver cell damage, it causing the damage in the liver cells like alcohol liver disease, where you can drink excess amount of alcohol, more than 15 glasses in a week, that leads to damage inside the hepatocytes, or we can say the liver cells, and that causing accumulation of the fat. Or it could be caused because of starvation, and because of the starvation, the hepatocyte injury or the liver cells injured, as a result it can cause complications or increase in the enzymatic level. And what are the enzymes that can be identified, we will discuss in digestive system in the topic liver. Then it could be caused, the liver damage could be caused because of protein calorie malnutrition. Protein calorie malnutrition. And there are some other factors that could also cause the liver injury, like in case of some diseases like tuberculosis. The other causes like tuberculosis, or during pregnancy, or using drugs that can cause liver damage, such as uh, steroids, or a famous drug known as methotrexate, which is used to treat different kind of cancer. But uh, excess amount of use of methotrexate or using steroid can alter the enzymes such as ALT and AST. We will discuss these markers later on. And then these increase or change in enzymatic level can cause liver damage, and then it's lead to the intracellular accumulation of the fats, or it can lead to the fatty liver. So here you can see this is a picture of the healthy livers, and inside you can see these all structures are showing you the hepatocytes, the cells. But what happening in the fatty liver, the fat will accumulate inside the hepatocytes, and then it leads to the fatty liver. So you can see the gross change in the healthy liver to change in the color, and then we will discuss these changes in upcoming lecture. When we talk about the pathogenesis of the fatty liver, it could be caused because of the diet, as already discussed before, that a diet is very important, especially if a person is obese, taking excess amount of fat, or it can be from the adipose tissues, which are the storage depot of the fat. And when we talk about the pathogenesis, we need to understand the main important thing is the accumulation of triglyceride. The most important thing is the intracellular accumulation of triglycerides. So if you take a look of this diagram of fatty liver, the most important thing is that from where the fat is coming. So it can become from the diet or from the storage depots, and which is responsible for producing free fatty acids. These free fatty acids must be transformed into ketone bodies or phospholipids or cholesterol esters. But if, for example, the fatty acid is not transforming into ketone bodies, so it means it can increase the production of triglyceride. So you can see the mechanism is very important from free fatty acid to the synthesis of the fatty acids with the help of acetate, and then producing the ketone bodies or phospholipids. But if this is not working, then it can lead to increase in the synthesis of fatty acid in the liver, or we can say vice versa, decrease conversion of fatty acid into ketone body. That's the important thing, the fatty acid conversion into ketone bodies. If there is a decrease of the formation of ketone bodies, then there will be increase of the fatty acid, which leads to produce triglycerides. I'm not going to discuss the biochemistry, as you have not studied biochemistry in your course or in your syllabus. So you just need to know the main important pathogenesis is from where the free fatty acid is producing. We can know from the diet and from the storage cells, storage tissues. Then the free fatty acid is responsible to produce fatty acids. And if the normal functions is not working properly, like fatty acid conversion to ketone bodies or phospholipids, then there will be increased production of fatty acid, which is responsible to produce triglycerides. So this is very important thing to understand the pathogenesis of disease. We will discuss these in detail in our upcoming lectures. If the liver injury is caused by the use of alcohol or the excess use of alcohol, the same pathogenesis can be explained in terms of 5 things. Number 1, increase lipolysis, means the lipid lysis. Lipo mean lipid, lysis mean break, to break down. So in this case, in alcoholism, there will be increased lipolysis, which result in increased free fatty acids. So the lipolysis is responsible to produce more fatty acids. Or the decrease of the triglyceride utilization, means this is the section. The utilization of triglycerides to produce lipoproteins, there will be decreased utilization of triglycerides, or the decreased production of ketone bodies, as we discuss in other general mechanism, or the blockage of lipoprotein extrusion. This is a lipoprotein which is formed from triglyceride through lipid acceptor protein. to convert into lipoprotein, and then this lipoprotein is then go outside into the plasma lipoprotein, which is responsible for a lot of metabolic functions. But if the lipoprotein extraction is blocked, mean the lipoprotein is not going outside and this section is blocked, then it could be cause it could result of the fatty liver and more complication. Okay, let's take a look of the gross structure of the liver and the fatty changes. If you see this picture, the normal liver, and when you compare with the gross, the main important observation is the liver is enlarged. Liver is enlarged. Their size become more. Then glistening capsule. What is meant by glistening capsule? It means the liver look like a capsule in structure and they have a shining appearance. Glistening means shiny. So it look like a capsule, so we term it as glistening capsule with round margins. As you can see, the margins over here and over here, or over here, they are rounded margins. So these are the gross appearance of the liver. When we see the microscopic characteristics, we will find the presence of numerous lipid vacuoles. You can see this is the fat cyst, and the main important thing when you go inside is the presence of microvesicles. These small microvesicles are small vacuoles, and they are actually lipid vacuoles. And then these vacuoles, when they small vacuoles join together and or merge together, so after merging they become bigger in size, where we can mention macrovesicles, and where you can see the nucleus, they push the nucleus to the corners. This is the nucleus, this is also the nucleus. So the small microvesicles that contain lipid vacuoles, small vacuoles, they join together, they merge together to form a bigger vacuole. And when you see that these macrovesicles, when they become when they join together like this one and then this one, they can merge to form the fat cyst. So this is the process, a process where the small lipid vacuoles merge to form a bigger vacuoles, and then they join or merge to form a bigger fat cyst. So that's how the process in fatty changes could be occur. If you see in this picture, this the right corner, this red staining indicates the presence of the fat. So they mention here as well, they use red color in the cytoplasmic fat in the hepatocytes, because using oil red stain. They use oil red stain to distinguish the fat inside the frozen section. So they use different, as I already mentioned, there are different staining techniques. Like in the previous lecture, I discussed about the eosinophil stain that gives purple color. Same like they use oil red stain to distinguish the fat inside the tissue section. So thank you so much for today's lectures.